Il video. Bene, buongiorno, buongiorno.
Well, good morning and welcome to all of you. Thank you very much for being here at the opening of Voice Vicenza Oro International Community event. This is a really special moment. As you all know very well, Voice is the first event for the whole industry of jewelry after the forced halt imposed by COVID. And it has been conceived in such a way as to provide the Vicenza Oro community, the international community, with the possibility of getting together and start again. 3 days with talks and seminars at the highest level, dedicated to the state of the art of our industry, but also to the future, to the strategies to go beyond this very difficult phase we've all gone through. 3 very dense days. Well, we're now going to start with the opening. Then we will have a one-to-one interview with one of the leaders of the industry, the CEO of the Damiani Group, Mr. Favier. And then we will have a comparison and an exchange of ideas amongst 4 important protagonists of the digital industry to see what they think about what is happening and how they see the future. So 3 days of meetings here at the fair, but also on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and also in the area of Vicenza, the world capital of this industry. Well, let's start straight away. Here on the stage with me, you can see the promoters, the authorities, the representatives of the different companies who have come here to tell you what this specific historical moment means for us. As you all know, we report about the uncertainty of the economy in this moment due to the pandemics. But we also like to report about the good and positive signals that we are seeing for our future. President Cagnoni, thank you very much for being here. You have the floor now to tell us how you came to this idea of organizing Voice. Your microphone should be on. Right, there we go. Well, first of all, I would like to welcome you all here, and I would like to thank you. Thank you to all our guests, the authorities who are represented here, the institutions. We have here the mayor of Vicenza, the presidents of the province of Vicenza. Thank you very much to the exhibitors, to the buyers, and to the press. Welcome to Voice. A very warm welcome. I don't know whether I'll be able to communicate my own feelings. I believe it is really moving to be able to meet each other in flesh and bones, even though with the necessary distance, and live an absolutely safe live business experience. Today we are starting with a completely new format, a special format which was developed after listening to companies. This is something for the companies. It is something for the industry. It is an event that marks the reopening of the international jewelry calendar. And it is born out of the agenda of the Italian Exhibition Group events. And this is the first meeting, physical meeting, after months of forced interruption. All events had to be postponed. During the past few months, however, nobody really stopped. because beauty still goes on. And our country has always been producing beauty. We're deeply convinced of that. And we are also convinced of the fact that we are going to do this in the future as well. With determination, with tenacity, using our creativity and our resilience. This is what we have done in the last few months. We have been looking for new solutions, new possibilities. We have tried to imagine the future, and these are not just mere rhetorical words. We have immediately started working to redesign exhibitions and fairs, making use of digital technology, identifying the best solutions for health safety. And we have contributed to the safety protocol of fairs worldwide. And I'm confident when I claim that today we are starting a new age, stressing the significance of fairs and exhibitions, and of our fair specifically, as a strategic tools for companies, which still are fundamental instruments with very long-term prospects. Providing our services to the market, to the companies, against all those theoretical negative reports you may hear about a possible replacement of fairs. All this has the purpose of further developing relationships within the manufacturing industry to connect the value chain with the international markets. We are celebrating a new standard. Maybe not everybody has understood how important this is. A new standard of events with physical presence, with people in flesh and bones, that have to be profitable, possible, and that will generate business. Of course, this is not easy. It requires a lot of commitment, but with that commitment, nothing happens. And we are fully aware of the role we play. A crucial role to support companies. We are absolutely aware of this. We want to support our companies. We want to support the internationalization of the excellence of Made in Italy. And for sure, our industry, the jewel industry, is an excellence. And we want to support all those who work in the industry worldwide with the support of category associations and institutions. Right, we are on a new way, on a new path. Of course, there are some worries. We're going a totally new way, and we're embracing change, as well as the new opportunity. Every crisis brings opportunities, and this is a crisis, a very new one, a very cruel one. So we're ready to approach change, as well as new opportunities generated by this change. What about the past? Well, I would like to recall the past with my conclusive words that are the traditional words I have always pronounced throughout these years. It has always been an honor for me to express these words here in Vicenza. My words are, have a good, profitable fair. This is for all of you, notwithstanding the present situation. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, President Cagnoni. While we are here, we have more than 350 companies that are ready for their exhibition. Their show windows are ready. I mean, let me ask the mayor what his feelings are. Well, walking into the main hall, I've really felt a strong emotion which I also perceived in the voice of our president. Emotion. We are all moved because we are here after very difficult months. Since March, it has not been easy. Of course, we nurtured the hope that the fair would open its doors today, but we did not have any certainty because we had to wait for the rules of our central government. And it is with pride and with emotion that I welcome here today all of you representing the entrepreneurship, the institutions, the security system. This is a historical moment. I mean, the fair has been downsized, but the level is incredibly high. Just have a look at the booths around you. The most important actors in this industry are here today. And unfortunately, some could not come from the foreign countries, but they're connected with us. And I would like to greet them all. And I would like to tell them, see you soon. I'm sure that in the future you will be able to come here again. So thank you very much to all those who believed in this, starting from the IEG management, including the president and the general manager, Mr. Caniello. Happy birthday, Mr. Caniello. I know it's your birthday today. A very skillful manager who has a specific affinity with the Vicenza area. So Voice is not taking place only here. There are many other events scattered throughout the area of Vicenza. Exactly. Together with IAG, the region and the municipality, we have been working at VOF that has the purpose of bringing the buyers coming to Vicenza to our city to discover a UNESCO heritage city, Palladio's city. So this is our mission, the mission of our municipality. A few days ago, we were able to connect with 150 countries for the volleyball, the female volleyball event. And the Basilica and our Piazza dei Signori were shared in many, many countries in the world. Vicenza is a hospitable city, and buyers love to come back. And every time they discover something different, all our incredible cuisine, our touristic attractions, the watch industry, which is another important field. Right, so a good relationship between the public and the private industry. Cristina Franco, Vice President of the province. Well, which is the meaning for you of voice? The voice of this industry. Well, first of all, I would like to welcome you all here. Welcome to our guests and to the voice stakeholders. Voice is an acronym, but it is also a beautiful noun. The voice is a very powerful instrument that human beings use to make their presence heard and to communicate with other people. Voice is the voice of Vicenza Oro in this very difficult moment. Vicenza Oro has the very important task to communicate the importance of the Italian gold jewelry industry. Through this new format, this new and first event on the fair calendar after the lockdown makes us all very proud. The President, the Mayor, and all those who have worked so hard to be here today. We want to stress the strategic position of the fair in this industry, supported by all the Vicenza citizens. Voice has a very rich program of events. As a woman, however, I would like to conclude my very short contribution by expressing my appreciation, since IAG has just subscribed an agreement with Business Professional Women International to support women's entrepreneurship, enhancing the participation of women in the economy, in science and culture. This shows the capability of looking at the future with optimism. It shows a capability of taking on challenges with the symphony of voices. So my wish is that this becomes really an important opportunity for all actors in an industry that is suffering right now, but that is the jewel on the scenario of the Italian production. So I wish to all of you a pleasant and profitable voice. Thank you very much. Let's now move to the companies, the protagonists of voice. And we're doing this with Ivana Ciabatti, entrepreneur, as well as president of Confindustria Federografi. My question is, which is the condition of companies right now, and what do you see in voice? Well, the jewelry industry started very well in 2020 with a plus 13% growth. Unfortunately, COVID totally changed the situation. We're talking of losses in export between 40 and 50%. And of course, right now, here at Voice, we want Voice to be a beam shedding light after months of darkness. So we're here to communicate to the world that we are here and we're stronger than before. As an entrepreneur and as an Italian woman, I'm very proud of our entrepreneurs, of our companies, because they're all here with enthusiasm, passion, courage. They have come to show their resilience, to prove their resilience. But of course, I'm fully aware of the many problems we have to fight day after day. And I would like to thank the Italian government for enacting measures that have brought some oxygen to our companies. Of course, we need more. We need concrete measures. We need reforms. There is a lack of demand, unprecedented in recent history. This is much worse than after 2008. This is the crisis of consumptions. 85% of our industry is based on export. So we need to stimulate demand and we need to conquer demand. The measures that have been taken in Italy are not producing significant effects, so it is necessary to invest in foreign markets. For sure, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, with the Export Pact of the Italian Foreign Trade Commission, ICE, with the different measures undertaken to support the internationalization of companies, the significant e-commerce agreements, the Smart 365 project. These are all excellent initiatives, but it is not enough. Today, our entrepreneurs need to resume their physical contacts with customers at fairs like this one, or going to meet them in their countries. Nobody can today predict the evolution of the situation. Nobody knows how long it is going to last, but we cannot just wait. We have to react, and we have to do this quickly if we want to have a future. So what I am asking Mr. Di Maio and our government is, please take on some concrete commitments that must be finalized in the next 100 days. Number one, create some health corridors with China and the USA that, with bilateral health protocols, will allow our entrepreneurs and group of our entrepreneurs to reach our customers in their own countries with events like the International Import and Export event in Shanghai, and organize in the Italian embassy abroad concrete bilateral meetings. Bilateral means that they should also be allowed to come to Italy. We're not asking for the moon. In China, between March and April, bilateral agreements have been signed with Singapore, South Korea, and Germany, and France. I mean, these agreements are based on prevention, and they reduce restrictions, with the quarantine period being reduced from 14 to 2 days. This should not be an exception. This must become a rule. And the second thing I am asking politicians is to ratify the Vienna Agreement for precious metals. After years of battle in September 2018, the member states of the agreement have agreed to the Italian participation. 2 years have gone by and nothing has been done. Finally, the Parliament is examining the situation. Let's accelerate this. This would bring immediate benefits to our exports on 18 markets, making up 30% of our export. And then, of course, this would remain an important resource in our area. The chambers of commerce must be ready to provide highly qualified services in keeping with the present situation. So we have many requests, but very little time, so I would like to come to my conclusions. I am very sad of the fact that Minister Di Maio is not here today. We're going through such a difficult period. We need the government to support us. Politicians should wonder why. In Italy, we have Milano Unica, MIPEL, the one. I mean, why did these fairs, or are these fairs going to take place even though the organizers know that this won't generate a huge business? Well, because we are entrepreneurs. And in situations like this one, we are demonstrating that we do not only think of our own economic interest, but we work for the future of our country, for the wealth of our country. And we are ready to take on the challenge of the economic pandemics, to fight the economic pandemics. Thank you very much. This is a very big challenge. As you have mentioned, other events will take place, including the Fashion Week in Milan. And they also decided to have a physical event rather than only a virtual one. Well, let's go back to the region with our alderman of the region, Elena Donazzan, who is going to tell us about the viewpoint or the regional institutions. Companies are meeting here. We know that a lot will have to be changed. Distribution, strategies, channels, everything will have to change. Well, this is a very stimulating question. So, good morning to everybody. I would like to greet you also on behalf of our president, Mr. Zaia. So, we have to rethink ourselves. I believe that Voice, with its subtitle, already explains this. Listening speaking and sharing. I mean, this is what we all missed during the COVID lockdown. The paradigm of globalization have been literally crushed by COVID. The free circulation of goods and people was something undisputable in the past. Nobody would have ever thought of having to restrict one's own possibility of movement. For us, for our companies, this is an area with a very strong international vocation, amazing expert figures, but everything has been blocked. So how can we rethink ourselves? Well, let's go back to the words expressed by the president of Federography. The courage of being here today, neglecting for a moment our economic result, means that we are here. Not only do we want to be here, we are actually here because here we can exchange our ideas, we can listen to each other, we can share the stimuli for the future. 2019 was a record year in the Veneto region. We had the highest number of tourism, the highest export, the lowest unemployment rate. Of course, COVID transformed all this. Now the situation has changed, but our fundamentals are still there. We have the possibility and the capability of reasoning, of rethinking. What is the fair? Well, the fair is not just what happens at the fair, but also all what happens outside the fair headquarters, outside the halls. This is the economy of the province and of the region. Hotels, restaurants, trade, culture. It is the life of a city. And I would like to thank Vicenza for supporting this continuity and for taking on the challenge of IEG with Mr. Caniello. But what does this mean outside in the world? Well, it is a statement. Vicenza is here. Vicenza is the leader, is proving to be the leader in one of the most precious industries in Italy. This is the cherry on the cake of the Italian manufacturing, and we are here proving that we want to maintain continuity. This is very important also for the international markets, with all the problems of the paradigm of globalization. So let's think about a platform that is an Italian one and that could bring some more profits. When we talk about digitizing services, we have to digitize companies as well. This is fundamental to allow growth. We have to get together. Well, being here at the fair means getting together. And this also means exchanging ideas, thinking, providing services. Italy is a big fair for the world. This is how we should see this. We're not a low-cost solution. We're not the first prize, the entry prize. We're the top of the range. We are the highest culture. And I'm also sorry that we do not have a representative of the government here today, of the national government, because we cannot think about an area, a province, a region, an industry. Italy has to capitalize on our fundamentals, and we have very strong fundamentals. Think about 2019. We came to a stop not because of our lack of capability, lack of skills, so we should not be depressed, because we are aware of what we are. We are aware of our capabilities, skills. I am aware of the fact that fairs can be a fabulous tool of promotion. The consequence are consistent decisions, and I hope that we manage to talk the very same language. Thank you very much. Later on, I will ask President Cagnoni to reply to this. So, this morning, we have heard that the crisis we're going through is a completely different crisis compared to the past. Think about the post-Lehman 2008 financial crisis, the public debt crisis in 2011. But Today, we are facing the crisis of demand and a significant change in globalization. But the luxury industry will always depend on international markets. So Carlo Maria Ferro, president of the Italian Foreign Trade Agency, ICE, now has the floor. What are you doing? What has been done in May with a plus 30% compared to the lockdown period? Can you update us? And how do you see the evolution? Well, thank you very much. I would like to greet you all and thank you for being here today. Well, I believe that the first sign, the first positive sign, is that we are all here today and we are starting again. How beautiful that this starts from the industry of excellence, fashion. Last Tuesday, Milano Unica. Today, here with jewelry. Next week, Condate, glasses and spectacles. These are signs that things have restarted. And I would like to thank the organizers for their courage, for their responsibility. I would like to thank entrepreneurs, and I would like to thank the whole Italian system, because we know that the exhibitors who are here today receive some very strong support provided by our government. You deserve of this, because these events are really top-level events. Figures, of course, you can see the glass half empty or half full. One may say that export in the first 6 months has gone down by 15%. Well, the May export compared to April has gone up by 30%. In June, plus 15% compared to the previous month. And to our foreign guests who are following us on streaming, I would like to say the Italian machinery is working again. Our fairs have restarted. They support export. Export is important for our economy, so the machine is back in motion. Of course, restarting is partially contrasted by some difficulties, by some sort of inertia. So we must support export, and we are doing this. I'm not going to list all our projects that are very numerous, but be reassured, we want this system to maintain the excellence of our products, because when you sell abroad, you sell only if your product is excellent. And events like this one allow actors in the field to show what they are doing. This is the only event in the jewelry industry in Europe this year. Next week, we will have the only fair of glasses taking place in Europe this year. Milano Unica was already the only textile fair in Europe, but these examples show that our country is doing things, and hopefully we will do more than after the 2008 crisis. Well, the internationalization of companies is the important key to the recovery. So let's not forget that there are new tools that have been made available for companies, like the contributions and the support that is provided by the government to participate in the fairs. Then we have a support for internationalization, for temporary export managers. In one word, let us remember that these tools will be active only until the end of the year. No, not necessarily. Some tools will be valid also throughout 2021. Innovation, digitization, and services to the companies. These are the 3 pillars. And you know that services to companies up to 100 employees are provided free of cost. All the way through 2021, companies will be able to participate in foreign exhibitions totally free of cost. so everybody can restart. Support for e-commerce will be provided, and will support also the digitization of fairs. These are very important aspects. So what we cannot do physically, we're going to do virtually, thanks to digitization. Together with the fair, we were able to bring here 100 foreign participants who are here in person and virtually. So I actually thought that VOICE stood for Vicenza Oro ICE, our institution, but I've heard that this is not the real meaning of the acronym. That's right. Maybe next time. President Cagnoni, we have heard many interesting thoughts. And I believe that your industry, the industry of fairs and exhibitions, has actually been mentioned very frequently. So how are you reimagining your future? It is not easy to answer this question. It would be easier to talk about the many difficulties we're going through and the absolute chaos regarding our prospects. However, I shall try to answer your question trying to describe our future development. This is not a prophecy for the national fair system, because should I utter a prophecy of this kind, it could only be a pessimistic one, given the present situation as well as the past history. But what about IAG? Well, as far as IAG is concerned, I believe that in the past few years we have proven that looking forward to the future, taking on entrepreneurial risk is a good choice. I'm not saying that we always did things perfectly, but we have demonstrated that IAG can be a useful tool for our companies and for our geographical area. The Rimini-Vicenza merger has exactly these features, and I believe that in the long term, this will prove the right choice. Well, when confronted with the present situation, of course, the temptation to adopt a defensive behavior, and this is the logic of those that ask for compensation for missed profits, for losses in 2020. Well, this is a different mentality. We do not agree with this mentality. If the funds made available only serve the purpose of dusting up the whole system of Italian fairs to give relief to the suffering accounts, then this will be a trifle. We believe that selection is mandatory. It is necessary to make decisions, and those who are able to develop innovative projects must be rewarded, and we believe that we belong to this category of fairs. Any debate as well as the relationships we have are based on this attitude that aims at growth and development with margins that have to be used to strengthen our company. We are entrepreneurs serving companies. Well, this is the official opening of Voice. President, the last few words. Are you going to learn from this new format for the next Vicenza Oro? Of course, but we shall not fall into temptation to think that this totally exceptional event can replace the beautiful, grand fair like the one that took place last January. In 2021, we are going to repeat that fair enriched by this new experience, and I'm talking of the digital side. Thank you very much, Mr. President. You know that there are some moments that have become a ritual, like the cutting of the ribbon. Well, I believe that today the cutting of the ribbon of Voice is a moment that incorporates the enthusiasm and the optimism and the courage of this initiative. So I would like to ask the stewardesses to join me here, bringing the ribbon that will be cut by all our panelists. So please, take the scissors and proceed with the official opening of Voice. There we go. The mayor, 3, 2, 1, go, everybody cuts. Thank you very much. Thank you and enjoy the fair. And we shall be back at 11 if you want to know about the vision of the leader, one of the leaders of the jewelry industry. CEO of Damiani Group will be here with us at 11. See you in a few minutes.